Sault Ste. Marie is steeped in the history and culture of the Métis people. Located on the St. Mary River, the gateway to Lake Superior and the Great Northwest, this area was a key waterway of the Great Lakes fur trade that formed the backbone of Canada. Historic Métis communities grew up here, and it was here in 1993 that Steve Pally asserted his Métis right to harvest that led him to the Supreme Court of Canada, where the rights of all Métis people were upheld. It is especially appropriate that in 2012, the Métis Nation of Ontario holds its annual General Assembly in Sault Ste. Marie. This year marks the bicentennial of the War of 1812, which began with the capture of Fort Mackinac near the current location of Sault Ste. Marie. Métis played a pivotal role in the fort's capture and its subsequent defence. The area also became the base for the Corps of Canadian Voyageurs and the Provincial Commissariat Voyageurs, specialized units organized by the Northwest Company that included many Métis volunteers. The role of Métis during the War of 1812 has not been as widely recognized as it should be. By choosing Sault Ste. Marie for the site of the 2012 AGA, the MNO reminds all Canadians that the Métis were fighting for Canada before there was a Canada.
These hardy voyageurs, or half-breeds, came up with the Northwest Company and married Indian women, their progeny also becoming British soldiers or attachés of the fur company in various capacities. Some were proud recipients of medals, still treasured by their descendants and gained for bravery at Plattsburgh and other historic battlefields, and some carried wounds received while gallantly upholding British supremacy. They were in the front of battle during the stirring scenes of Mackinac, St. Joseph Island, Sault Ste. Marie, and other sanguinary points during the War of 1812-1815. This is a testimony more eloquent than words to the loyalty and worth of the ancestors of the settlers around Penetanguishene.
It was in keeping with our historic past that the Métis Nation of Ontario was founded in 1993. Our founding document, the Statement of Prime Purpose, captures our spirit and provides a vision that we work to fulfill at every annual General Assembly. We are a nation born of independence and self-sufficiency, whose teachings are founded on the values of honesty and truth. We are proud of our rich heritage. We are inspired by the values and traditions of our ancestors. The strength of our society is based on democracy, freedom, fairness, equality, generosity, justice, and the customary and written law of our people. Above all, we cherish harmony and peace. As Aboriginal people, we hold sacred the rights of the individual and of the collective. We have respect for each other, for the land, and for the animal and plant life that surrounds us. We are a people who honor and respect the family, our elders who hold the key to the past, and our children who are our future. Guided by our spiritual values, we aspire to attain our highest potential. To reach our highest potential, the MNO was established, and in the last 19 years has grown and built a network across the province of Ontario. Part of this network includes staff in 20 locations. While staff is distributed widely, the MNO is always looking for opportunities to open offices in more communities. Statement of Prime Purpose outlines the aims and objectives of the MNO very clearly, and in the last year the MNO has worked tirelessly towards realizing this vision. We, the Métis who live within the Métis homelands of Ontario, desiring to bind our people together to collectively promote our common cultural, social, political, and economic well-being, have founded the Métis Nation of Ontario to be our representative body with the following aims and objectives. To research, publish, and promote the genealogical documentation of the Métis, and to establish and maintain a registry of the Métis citizens of Ontario. From January through to March 2012, the MNO staged 27 Métis identification and registry community consultations. These were follow-ups to similar consultations held last year and provided for further citizen input into new registry policies to be discussed at this AGA. Registry services were significantly improved in 2011-2012. A toll-free registry number was launched. A genealogy guide and a frequently asked question booklet was published. Useful historic research documents and other information was posted on the MNO website. The registry has made remarkable progress in processing the backlog of applications that resulted from the understaffing during 2010-2011. The 2-year period applicants were facing has now decreased to less than 1 year. The registry branch processed a total of 745 citizenship cards in the 2011-2012 year. As the chart indicates, that represents almost as many cards in 1 year as in the previous 2 years combined. To establish democratic institutions based on our inherent right of self-government. Our AGAs are Métis self-government in action and affirm our nationhood, our status as one people, and our traditions. Through resolutions and discussion, the Provisional Council of the Métis Nation of Ontario, or PCMNO, takes direction from the AGA and works closely with its 29 chartered community councils and their democratically elected leadership to encourage the full participation of all Métis in the Métis Nation. The MNO governance structures incorporate all aspects of the Métis Nation, including representation for women, veterans, senators, and young people. In a great example of its spirit of inclusiveness, the MNO witnessed the largest turnout ever for an MNO province-wide election in May 2012. The large turnout is a testament to the MNO's continuing dynamic expansion. To promote and foster community development. MNO citizens volunteer tens of thousands of hours every year to support the work of chartered MNO community councils. MNO community councils do the important work of their communities, including engaging proponents in duty to consult meetings and holding the always appreciated fish fries and other community events and celebrations. Composed entirely of volunteers, the members of MNO community councils play a crucial role in the fight for Métis rights and in promoting Métis culture and traditions. The MNO fosters community development by providing community councils with governance, finance, and other leadership training that helps prepare community council leaders for their role as the MNO's local government. To re-establish land and resource bases. The MNO provides technical expertise related to Métis rights, way of life, environmental impacts, policies and regulations, and source-related developments. It provides critical capacity support to Métis communities to ensure the Crown's duty to consult and accommodate is met. In January 2012, the MNO and the Region 3 Consultation Committee signed an Impact and Benefits Agreement, or IBA, with Detour Gold. This was the first IBA between a Métis government and a proponent anywhere in the homeland. A Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, was negotiated with Osisko Mining Corporation and was signed in early April 2012. In 2011-2012, approximately $2 million was leveraged from proponents and other stakeholders. As the charts indicate, the MNO continues to experience a steady increase in the number of consultation notices processed annually and in the amount of dollars leveraged. Through the Way of Life Framework, or WOLF, the MNO carried out consultation-driven traditional knowledge and land use studies, including interviews with knowledge holders, youth elder knowledge exchanges, captains of the hunt meetings, drafting reports, and archiving study data. To develop prosperity and economic self-sufficiency within the Métis Nation. In June 2011, the Métis Voyageur Development Fund, or MVDF, and a $30 million 10-year funding commitment from the Government of Ontario were announced. At the same time, the MNO and the Government of Ontario signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Economic Development. The launch of the MVDF took place in Toronto on August 14th of this year. A Métis Business Forum was held in March 2012, attracting over 19 Métis entrepreneurs. A Métis Business Support phone line commenced operations in late 2011, and an online Métis Business Directory was added to the MNO website in March 2012. In 2011, the MNO launched the Generation Innovation Métis Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge, a new and exciting program for Métis youth in Ontario. Generation Innovation provided young Métis with the opportunity to apply to participate in a competition modeled after the popular television program The Dragon's Den, where they pitched their business ideas to a panel of judges with strong business backgrounds. During the week of March 31, 2012, 4 Generation Innovation finalists received business training, attended the MNO Economic Development Forum, and made their pitches to judges in the Generation Innovation final competition. To provide care and support necessary to meet the fundamental needs of the citizens of the Métis Nation. Through the Rural and Native Housing Program, the MNO provides affordable rental housing to low-income families living in rural communities. Currently, the MNO manages 338 rental units and 70 homeowner unit subsidies. The MNO has had an agreement with the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation since 1995, and in that time has assisted over 2,500 applicants in repairing and modifying their homes, and exhausted over $25 million in funding. The MNO has agreements with 2 Northern Social Services Administration boards to provide inspection and administration services to deliver the Northern Home Repair Program. Through this program, the MNO provides funding in the form of forgivable loans to low-income persons to repair, rehabilitate, or modify their homes. In response to the Ontario government's failure to include Métis perspectives in its own Child and Family Services report earlier in the year, the MNO produced a parallel report. Dr. Eric Hoskins, Minister of Children and Youth Services, met with the MNO leadership in March 2012 and agreed to review the MNO report along with its own. To promote the improved health and wellness of the individual, the family, and the whole Métis community. MNO is responsive to the individual and community healing and wellness needs of its citizens, and has a proven track record of excellence in policy, program, and service provision. MNO Healing and Wellness Service Provision is client-centered, holistic, focused on individuals, families, and communities across the province. Programs and services are Métis designed and delivered, and are shaped by Métis identified needs. A major achievement for the MNO this year was the release in March 2012 of the findings of the first study on chronic diseases within the Métis population in Ontario. This landmark study, funded by the Public Health Agency of Canada and carried out by the MNO in partnership with the Institute for Clinical Evaluative Sciences, demonstrated several trends that are concerning, including a much higher prevalence of diabetes among Métis than the general Ontario population, and that the Métis are less likely to have access to some medical services. These findings concur with what the MNO has maintained for quite some time, and will allow MNO to obtain greater support for health promotion and prevention strategies aimed at Métis people. The MNO continues to offer many healing and wellness programs, including the Community Wellness Worker, Aboriginal Healthy Babies, Healthy Children, Mental Health, Aboriginal Responsible Gambling, Community Support Services, Aging at Home, Long-Term Care, Victim Services, and Canadian Pre-Post-Natal Nutrition Programs, as well as the Community Action Program for Children. Through these programs, the MNO provides many wellness services to individuals, families, and communities. The MNO supports families with young children, people in need of mental health services, the elderly, and people with chronic diseases. It also stages campaigns to promote wellness and increase awareness of health challenges, and offers over 100 workshops and gatherings every year. The MNO continues to see growth in the use of its services. As the chart indicates, the Aboriginal Healthy Babies, Healthy Children saw a significant increase in the total client services provided in 2011-2012 compared to the last fiscal year. In a similar manner, the chart indicates that telepsychiatry, the primary way the mental health program is delivered, has increased dramatically between 2010-11 and 2011-12. A major issue for the MNO has been violence against Aboriginal women. This important work was a focus of the MNO's Finding Your Voice Summit held in September of 2011. The MNO also played a major role in the For Generations to Come Summit to End Violence Against Aboriginal Women, which was held in Toronto in June 2012. to establish effective means of communication for the Métis Nation. In 2011-2012, 5 editions of the Métis Voyageur newspaper were published, which is the first year since 2007-2008 when that many were published in 1 year. The MNO launched the e-Voyageur electronic newsletter. As indicated in the chart, the number of stories posted on the MNO website that then also appear in the Métis Voyageur and e-Voyageur increased markedly in 2011-2012. As the chart indicates, MNO website visitations have also increased significantly in 2011-2012 compared to the previous year. To maintain its email, internet, and specialized service computer programs, the MNO operates and maintains 14 servers, 26 routers and switches, a network of laptops, desktop computers and printers, as well as land phone lines, Blackberries, and cell phone systems. The MNO continues to make improvements to its overall information technology and communication systems that put it at the forefront of industry standards, while also finding more cost-effective ways of delivering improved services. To encourage academic and skills development and to enable citizens of the Métis Nation to attain their educational aspirations. The MNO has effectively increased industry partnerships, educational outreach capacity, Métis community engagement opportunities, and has implemented a number of new programs and services to support Métis on their path to education and employment. Programs and services are accessible through a community-based province-wide one-stop delivery network. A large percentage of branch operations focus on direct employment and training client service delivery. A major funder of MNO training and employment initiatives is the Aboriginal Skills and Employment Training Strategy, or ASSETS. As the chart indicates, total clients funded in 2011-2012 increased significantly over the 2 previous years. In addition, as this chart shows, labor market funding under ASSETS has also grown in 2011-2012 compared to the previous 2 years. Memorandums of Understanding were signed with Lakehead University, the University of Sudbury, and the Northern Ontario School of Medicine. These agreements outlined areas of future cooperation between the MNO and these institutions. The MNO has well over a dozen such agreements with Ontario universities and colleges. The MNO delivered the Métis Cultural Summer Student Program across Ontario and hired Métis students in Sault Ste. Marie, Midland, and Thunder Bay. The MNO expanded French language services and offered outreach to French school district boards. The MNO Infinite Reach Métis Student Solidarity Network grew significantly this year. 16 students from 14 different post-secondary institutions became facilitators who will provide Métis students in their schools with academic, social, and cultural support. Successful workshops and gatherings were held to train these facilitators, including a gathering with senators. The MNO played a major role in the 3rd annual Circle of Light conference. This included MNO keynote speakers, panel presenters, and breakout session presenters. The conference brought together 1,000 delegates that included educators, school board members, government officials, and students to share and discuss Aboriginal education best practices. Due to high demand for the program, the Employment and Energy program was expanded into North and South divisions. Building on the success of the Ready to Work program, which was completed in 2010, the MNO launched the Navigating Career Pathways program. The program is designed to provide industry-specific training to Aboriginal people looking for a career in the tourism and hospitality sector. The MNO Building Systems Technical Advisor Internship Program, or BSTAP, continues to grow. The program trains interns to become highly skilled building inspection and energy conservation advisors who will be leaders in the current trends influencing housing. To promote the history, values, culture, languages, and traditions of the Métis Nation, and to create awareness of our proud heritage. MNO Métis Rendezvous events were held in 7 locations across Ontario. These events emphasized Métis culture and attracted hundreds of participants in the fall and summer of 2011. MNO Métis Summer Student Programs offered educational programming highlighting Métis culture and heritage. Moccasin camps trained MNO citizens to provide cultural presentations to schools and to the public. Camps were hosted in Kitchener and North Bay, each bringing together over 30 people. The North Bay event was the first French-language moccasin camp. A Michif Speakers Gathering was organized in February 2012. And Michif videos and other information have been posted on the MNO website. M&O community feasts were held in 5 communities as part of Duty to Consult educational programming to promote Métis artistic and cultural achievement. Ontario Métis artist Christy Belcourt's design has been selected to be used to create stained glass windows for Parliament Hill. The windows will commemorate the lives of Aboriginal people who experienced the Indian residential schools system. The M&O has worked with canoe maker Marcel Labelle, who uses the canoe as the basis for teaching traditional Métis knowledge. Marcel has brought full-size canoes to M&O moccasin camps and was kind enough to present the M&O with a miniature replica of a birch bark canoe, which is now proudly displayed in the M&O head office in Ottawa. The renowned Métis Fiddler Quartet has been involved in many of the same events and projects as the M&O, including the Circle of Light Conference. To ensure that Métis can exercise their Aboriginal and treaty rights and freedoms, and in doing so, act in a spirit of cooperation with other Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people. In December 2011, the M&O joined the Métis Nation of Alberta and the Métis National Council in intervening in the Manitoba Métis Federation's historic land claim, as it was being heard at the Supreme Court of Canada. This case, which goes back to Manitoba's entry into Confederation, has important implications for Métis here in Ontario, making it essential that the M&O make its presence felt during the hearing. To establish good relations with all Aboriginal peoples for the pursuit of our common interests and goals. The Métis are a people whose legitimacy is established by history, territory, language, custom, values, and law. Having national and international recognition as a people who together form a nation is the basis on which the Métis Nation of Ontario maintains nation-to-nation relationships. The M&O, through the Métis National Council, works closely with AFN and ITK on issues of common concern at the national and international levels. To continue our affiliation with the Métis National Council for the representation of the Métis in Ontario at the national and international levels. As a governing member of the Métis National Council, the M&O participates in a number of national committees and meetings. The M&O supports the MNC as the representative body of the Métis within Canada and its efforts to move forward on implementing the Métis Nation's inherent right to self-government at a community, regional, and national level. To gain the recognition and respect of the Métis as a nation and a people. The Métis are increasingly becoming more recognized as a nation and as a people in Ontario. One of the clearest indications of this was the signing on November 17, 2008, of the M&O Ontario Framework Agreement. It outlined mutually agreeable objectives for strengthening the M&O, including recognizing and promoting Métis history and culture, enhancing the well-being of Métis individuals, families, and communities, and facilitating the recognition of Métis rights in Ontario. It has proved the linchpin for our relationship with the Ontario government, and has led to a number of memorandums of understanding with other Ontario government ministries, agencies, and post-secondary institutions. A key factor in the growing regard that governments and funders have for the M&O has been the development of and adherence to financial and human resources policies and procedures. Relationships with funders have been solidified with respect to completion of past programs, enabling the M&O to be more secure in its reporting of amounts due to and/or from funders. Reporting capabilities have been improved, which have been recognized by funders during audits. One of the results of improved adherence to financial policies has been the impressive way it has helped the M&O reduce its debt. The M&O's debt has been reduced from a staggering $4.7 million in 2008 to only $1.7 million on March 31, 2012. As the chart indicates, the M&O has been able to reduce its debt to all its creditors and continues to make progress in its goal of becoming debt-free. In 2011-2012, the M&O has made substantial progress towards achieving the aims and objectives laid out by its founders in the Statement of Prime Purpose. As the M&O prepares to enter its 20th year, it will continue to move forward guided by the Statement of Prime Purpose and directed by M&O citizens at every AGA. With ever-increasing attention from governments at all levels, industry proponents, and the public, there may never be a better opportunity to capitalize on the gains made to date. We aspire to attain our highest potential is a worthy goal and a challenge that all M&O citizens embrace.